put your hands up. And so I'm on the ground at this point. Hands are like up in the air. I'm freaking out. You know, heart is going 180 beats a minute. And I'm walking back to him backwards, like walk to the sound of my voice. I'm walking backwards to him, 1 cuff, 2 cuff. And I'm like, we live. Look at us.
Yeah, look at
Back
this.
on the vlog.
What
Hey, buddy.
Come on, jump up. Hey, Hurst fam. It
What up?
has been a whole entire month, at least.
Yeah, minimum.
And we unintentionally did not mean to do that. But we're going to get into all the things that have happened. And
I got detained unlawfully, by the way. So, yeah.
so we want to make sure that our home is healthy. And we didn't even have a place to just call home for
10 days.
which is not really that
Yeah.
long. We were bouncing back and forth at
Yeah.
friends and family's houses. Just we're so grateful to finally be in a home. We purchased this home, which is crazy. If you know anything about trying to buy a house when you're in your own business or like, that's Waldo, an entrepreneur, it was not an easy process, to say the
No.
least.
Yeah, it was so involved. I mean, every single day it was something new again.
And it was like, oh, you can't do that. We need this, this, and this from you. Roof over our head, and we've been doing renovations in this place. As soon as we moved in, we were all dealing with a lot of like allergies, and Hudson wasn't breathing very well, and I wasn't breathing very well. Nick seemed to do fine, which was nice that he wasn't
Yeah.
struggling as well. So we ripped up all of the carpets. We're so glad that we did, but we were living on concrete in some of the rooms right now until we get flooring.
Fans over there and yeah.
Every,
Internet router and, you know, modem just
Just
like
exposed.
tucked over in a corner. Yeah, and so everything is still really raw in the house, but we've been able to paint 97%
Yeah.
of all the surfaces.
Thanks to him.
Yeah.
He like, when he was done painting, he had a full like face of like just paint dust.
This is my work hat. What used to be my work hat, if you want to see. So you're trading off speed for a mess, but
Right.
yeah, but that's not even the craziest part of like the whole move, you know, beyond the renovations and everything happening. The craziest part of the move, and honestly, like one of the craziest
Things that's
moments,
ever happened to you.
yeah, of like my entire life was that we were, I went to pick up a moving truck in Greenville, which is where we moved from. And we moved 20 minutes, you know, down the road to another town, not far at all. And so I was in Greenville, picked up a moving truck from a rental company, you know, go in, sign the papers, give them my card, give them my ID, you know, everything they need to process the order. And I've done it 20 other times before, not a big deal, really normal situation. Exact same, like, okay, here's everything, here's your keys, here's the gas, return it here, you know, have this much in the tank, blah, 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 you're good. And so awesome, great. Pick up the truck and I leave and I head over to, we had 2 storage units, both on the opposite ends of town, which was a really smart idea. So I head over to the first one, we get everything loaded, all is normal, we leave. We head across town to the second unit, Chelsea stops and get lunch, meets me there, you know, take a couple hours, we load that one, that was a really big one. And so we load that one up, get in the truck, driving, you know, about 30 minutes down the road. And I get on the interstate, I'm in the far right lane because I'm doing about 60. And, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, just a normal dude driving a moving truck, you know, 60 on the interstate, everything's cool. And then there's this other road that I have to get off of. It's not like a traditional exit, but it's very similar. But anyway, I get off on that road from the interstate. And I'm going down that road, and behind me, you know, a few cars removed, there's like a sedan and then an SUV and then like a van. And then behind that vehicle was a white Greenville city police car. And I just thought that was a little strange at first, but then I figured, you know, maybe he works in Greenville but lives in another town, and just because it's, you know, less expensive, and maybe he just travels to Greenville for work. It was like 5:30, 6 o'clock at this time in the day, and so I just figured he was getting off work and going home. I didn't really think much of it. And then, you know, I have to go about 15 miles down this road. I get to the end, I turn right to go towards our neighborhood.
Neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, our new neighborhood.
Where we were moving.
I noticed that all the other cars continue to pass, but he follows me. And then I turn left to get on the actual road where our neighborhood is, and he follows me again. And then as soon as I turn into the neighborhood, which I figured was going to happen if he'd followed me this much, he flips his lights on. And, you know, I figured I had like a tag light out, or, you know, something, you know, maybe there was something hanging off of a wheel, or maybe the door was cracked and something flew out. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of all these really minor things. And then, but the thing I found really odd is that he stopped his car so far from the truck. He stopped at maybe like 35, 40 feet from the truck, and then out of nowhere, like as I'm looking for my ID and everything, this other sheriff's car like flies into the neighborhood, jumps in front of his car. You know, it's got like the iron grill and all that stuff on it. I mean, it looks like a tank. And the guy gets out, the officer gets out, the sheriff's deputy gets out, and he's got the window rolled down, and he's like standing behind his door, and he's got a gun like aimed at me. And he's like yelling, you know, like, get out of the car, show me your hands, use your left hand to open the door, put your hands up. And so I'm on the ground at this point, hands are like up in the air. I'm freaking out. You know, heart is going 180 beats a minute. And I'm walking back to him backwards, like walk to the sound of my voice. I'm walking backwards to him, one cuff, two cuff. And I'm like,
what is
what is going on? He reads me my rights. I think I'm going to jail. I think I'm going to end up on that like next, you know, those people who like get it. No, yeah, Raymond Reddington found me. But you know those people who get like wrongfully arrested for like 50 years, and then yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be me. I'm thinking there's some doppelganger of mine who just like, you know, did something crazy, and like now I'm taking the heat for it. But anyway, he reads me my rights, and he's like, do you want to talk about the truck? And I'm like, yes, I want to talk about the truck. What is going on? And he's like, well, the truck was reported stolen from another town about an hour from here in South Carolina, and that we tagged you going down the interstate. And at that point, I got really relieved, because I knew that the contract was up in the center console, and then I had paid for it, and my ID was up there, and I don't have anything on my record. I don't have anything to hide. And so I tell him, I'm like, yeah, go find the contract, my wallet, you know, I'm more than happy to cooperate. Anything you need, I'm happy to do. And so then he goes and finds that, and there's 6 cop cars in our neighborhood, by the way, at the very front. And so there's like, you know, Marissa is walking her Shih Tzu, and she's like, what's going on? You know, like freaking out about who's moved in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that all of our neighbors were calling each other, like wondering what was going on with the new people that were moving in, and all of them probably thought we were like, you know, the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
All these cops coming in.
Thinking I'm setting up a meth lab.
But
in,
the moment that you were like, that there was like relief, I believe I walked out of our front door and I could see all the commotion, but I couldn't see that it was Nick that was actually the one that was getting arrested.
I wasn't arrested. I was detained. It's a
Keep correcting
huge
me.
difference. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that Nick was just helping somebody out in the neighborhood, and he like motioned for me to come over. And so I like walk over, I'm in my socks, I didn't even put my shoes on.
I motioned to her because by this point they had figured out that I had paid for the vehicle and that like everything was legit, and so they let me out of handcuffs. Yeah.
So I didn't get to see him in actual handcuffs because I was putting our baby down for sleep. And so I walked over, it's not very far from where we were at, and they were explaining to me what was happening, and I was like, Nick? you guys have the wrong person. And they all just started laughing. Nick started laughing, and then the cops started laughing.
Oh, we just aimed a gun at somebody who...
Yeah, that did nothing.
Yeah. And threatened to stick a canine unit on me.
So, a total huge
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
so anyway, what ended up happening is that there's different facilities that you can rent these trucks from. And so I rented it from one facility, but the previous user of that truck before me returned it to the wrong location. So he put in one location that he was going to take it to and took it to another. And so what ended up happening is the company who was supposed to get that truck never got it. And so then they're like, never got the truck.
It's stolen.
Stolen.
But
so,
apparently this happens a lot in their database. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of reported stolen vehicles.
Yeah, but
and it's a problem.
Oh, dude, I was furious. I'm kind of still mad about it, to be honest, because it's like it's really humiliating.
Well, yeah,
Like,
and
that
you
was
moved
so
to
embarrassing. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, you moved to a neighborhood, and the first day that you
Literally
are in the neighborhood,
hours after we
Get
had
a-
signed the paper and closed on the house, I'm like in handcuffs in my driveway practically. Like, it's
So,
just stupid.
You
It's
can
just
look
so
back
stupid.
and laugh about it, but we had to go back and really explain ourselves to our neighbors and
Yeah.
just like explain the situation and make sure that they knew there was nothing going on. And you know, there was one of our neighbors was out there the whole time just like watching, making sure that everything was all cool, and she was getting
She was funny.
yeah, she was enjoying it.
I'm not a felon. I didn't steal anything.
But we thought this would be a really funny story to
Yeah.
just like share. Comment down
happens.
below if this happened to you. Would you demand a refund too? So we still do not have a refund, which we're mind blown.
Oh, fret not. I'm gonna get it.
But
I'll walk down there and take it out of somebody's pocket if I have to.
Besides you getting in handcuffs and us dealing with that the first day we were here, we've pretty much really torn this house apart in a lot of ways, finding flooring and then replacing hardware and all of that. And we've filmed a little bit of it here and there, but I realized as a content creator, as we've filmed a lot of our lives, like I just wanted to appreciate the process and go through this and not feel the pressure to record everything.
Right.
So we'll probably show you guys like little things here and there. I've been sharing a lot on Instagram. We did like a little transformation wall of, there was shale on this
Yeah.
wall where the TV is at.
Oh, it was wretched.
And Nick ripped it all up.
So bad.
We changed it to shiplap. He did
Yeah.
all of the work. I mean, I can't take any credit for really anything. And
Yeah.
so we're so grateful. We really feel like God's really leading us into a place of like feeling like we can do things without burden, like
Yeah.
without feeling the pressure to like
Make
really
a profit
make
on
things
everything.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want to say hi, Wado? Come here.
Hey,
He's
buddy.
like, yes. I
Hey, man.
love you all. Buddy. Hey, give a kiss. Give a kiss. Wado, come here.
He like, no, you guys are dirty.
You're the dirty one. You play in the backyard.
We truly could not do what we do if it wasn't for you on the other side of this camera. And so we just want to always voice like how much we appreciate you, how much we love you. It means the world to us that you watch and support everything that we do, and man, we're excited. I think that we're just seeing the beginning of what's to come. Even with everything that we've done, I think that we're really just on like the cutting edge of what's coming and what's about to happen and what God's about to do. So speak. Tell them bye. Speak. Good boy.